Hi everybody, welcome to another
everyone.
episode of Dual Wellness, the YouTube show where a mother and her son talk about their lives. Their
Not really our lives.
well,
a little bit about
our
a
lives,
little bit about our lives.
how we live, and how our wellness relates to that. So usually just like health, mental health, physical health, those kinds of things. Our diets, opinions, and discussions on topics related to
Wellness.
that. Yeah,
Discussions on wellness.
absolutely.
Yep.
So, yeah, welcome to our new episode. If you want to see some others, check out our other videos. We'd really appreciate that. And as usual, like, comment, subscribe, all those cool YouTube things. Today,
We appreciate all of the interactions.
we absolutely do.
Yes.
We do, very much so. So,
We've had a lot lately. It's very cool.
yeah, we got a little fan base.
Well, not fan base, it's a community.
I got a fan base.
He has a fan base. I have a community. Okay, let's talk about what okay.
So today, we're going to be talking about health issues for a 23-year-old versus a 56-year-old.
Age-related health challenges. So, not necessarily a specific age, but an age range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, once we get more into it, I think it'll make more sense. Once we get some examples.
Basically, what are some health and wellness challenges that a 23-year-old would face, and what are some health and wellness challenges that a 56-year-old would face? Not chase.
I chase a
Maybe
lot of health issues.
But what are some challenges, and what do we do to combat those challenges? Sometimes we're successful, sometimes we're not.
Yes.
So, you
I'm
want
gonna
to
go to
first?
mine. Yeah, I'm cutting
you
in
go
here.
first.
I'm gonna go ahead and say my business.
You may.
So, the first one for me that I think, we kind of talked about some of these here and there, but I think the first big one for a lot of people my age is sleep.
Sleep is
Their sleep schedule in general. So I think it's a common misconception that if you're younger, you need less sleep. It's actually the opposite. You need more sleep if the younger you are. Hence, babies sleeping so much, And with a teenager, somebody my age, you need a lot of sleep. Your
You're
body's
not a
growing.
teenager. You're young.
I'm saying with a teenager or somebody my age.
Gotcha,
I was baby to teenager to my age.
Gotcha. Okay, I
progression.
understand.
No, I'm 17, Mom. So people tend to go out to bars really late and come home at 3 a.m. and I still got, 5 hours before work.
I remember the big thing when I was your age going, okay, if I get to sleep right now,
Which never happens.
That means I'll get 3 hours of sleep. I could totally do that.
Wow. So I've never done that because that causes me horrific, immense anxiety. The second I hear birds chirping outside and I haven't slept yet, I'm like, well, that's it. I'm gonna stand up. I'm not going to sleep. That's terrible.
It's so bad for you.
It is very bad for you.
Yeah.
You're developing. Your body needs that rest. Your brain, your body needs that rest to grow and develop. And people think that they can just pull off because they're young and that's what they're supposed to do. I'm not supposed to hang out and party. Don't do it. So what do I do?
What do you do?
I try.
Are you good at this?
Yeah, you know what I do. I get my 8 hours basically every night. Maybe once in a while I get 7, but basically always I get my 8 hours.
Which, if you look, someone that is your age is supposed to. They say 9 to 10. Yeah, but if you're
that's impossible.
You don't think that's not happening?
I don't think I would literally even be able to sleep that long if I turned my alarm off. I'd probably just wake up. I mean, yes, eventually I'd probably adjust to it, but what I do is I have a very, I try to stick to it. I turn off the video games and the TVs and the music,
the brain stimulation,
and everything. And I wear my face mask and I put my earbuds in, like we've talked about before. I really appreciate these tools that assist me to do it to fall asleep on time because everybody else my age in my house is definitely not going to sleep.
No. What's the second thing?
The second thing is it kind of ties into the sleep schedule stuff a little. Recreational activities such as
partaking too heavily
in substances, partaking in certain substances, legal substances.
Legal substances. Yeah, we do live in Michigan.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, partaking in those a lot, and just chilling out,
Chilling out for
8 hours a day.
Yes. Way too much.
I did everything I had to do today. Now I'm gonna chill out. A lot of people my age, when they're
I did it.
Hey, I'm out of work. I got 8 hours in the day. That's 8 hours of movies and video games. That's 8 hours of getting high and sitting here and watching movies and video games. And then maybe at night I'll have, a six-pack or something like that. Or something along those lines. Every weekend, let me hit the bars. I'm Saturday, Sunday, Friday night, all of them.
Yeah.
I'm hitting the bars Wednesday night.
Thursday night is a big bar night.
Yeah, exactly. So every night, 5 nights a week, I'm going out, I'm partying, I'm getting drunk, and I'm getting 3 hours of sleep.
Because it's starting to pick up again after not having the ability to do it. People are really, it's like people are doing it a little bit more because they haven't been able to do it. It's because they haven't been able to do it for 2 years.
Yeah, and the thing that you realize, I think, with a lot of these things that people do is when they're my age or a little bit younger is because there's nobody to tell them not to do it. They just
valid.
Yeah, they're just like, screw it. I literally can.
I can do whatever I want. Yeah. I'm an adult.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so,
I remember that.
So then you just obliterate your body because.
What do you do?
I just kind of I've never been that kind of person. I don't party. I don't really like to party. It's not my scene. I don't really drink. Maybe like I drank on New Year's. But I don't really like to party or stay up and stuff like that.
But you have had periods of time where you've had not necessarily a drinking thing, but you've had periods of time when you've partaken of other legal substances, and your motivation is definitely dipped.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes. Yeah. Here's the thing: weed. A lot of people are high functioning stoners. I've known guys who are able to be high functioning on that. And, have that be a mainstay of their life. Yeah. However, I've also known them. I'm not one of them, and I also have known them from before they were doing that every day, all day. And there's definitely a difference in their motivation, in their creative pursuits, in their sense of humor, in their, everything. It does make a difference. So maybe for some people it's super positive because maybe you're a really anxious person, and then it helps you chill out.
There's reasons.
Either way, for me, it just made me lazy. It just made me want to watch movies and sit there and do nothing and play video games. So it's taken a lot of just constant reinforcement mentally and in my willpower to say
that's not what I choose to do.
Yeah, definitely. Recently, I've had a lot of time where I'm like, wow, I didn't play any video games today. I didn't play any video games. I mean, that sounds kind of silly, but I mean,
that's big for you.
Yeah, that is a big deal. I would spend there's some days where I'd play video games for 6 hours a day. And I can't. Sometimes now I play it for an hour a day, and I'm like, I need to do something. So I think it's just a change in priorities. Once you fill your day up, it's like I don't have the energy or the time to do this.
Yeah.
So
along the lines of, staying up late because you can, making bad choice, you know what I mean? Doing things like that because you can. I'm an adult, I'm a grown ASS person, and I can do whatever I want to do. Then one thing that I notice is the eating crap food. It's eating like a 12-year-old with a 23-year-old's income.
Yeah, because I definitely had those. When you were younger, you'd go to a sleepover and you'd be like, I can drink a 12-pack of Mountain Dew and eat 60 pizza rolls, and feel fine.
Oh, gross.
And you're fine. It's kind of like with drinking. It's like, I'm 21, I can drink and then not have a hangover in the morning, and then 2 years later, you've destroyed your kidneys.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. And people have money, they have time, they're going into stores by themselves, they're going to Meijer by themselves, and they're realizing, I can buy an entire cake.
I could buy whatever I want. I could buy
an entire cake and just eat a cake. I could eat DoorDash all day, any day.
Have you ever done that? Just gone and bought a cake?
Because I would. That's the problem. Because I go by but that's what those sections are for in stores, where it's just a land of $2 donuts and stuff like that. Yeah. It's like I could literally eat 2 boxes of Little Debbie's. I could do it.
Little Debbie is the devil.
or devil's food or something like that. Like I could do it.
I have eaten a whole. When I was your age, I did definitely have my evenings of eating a whole box of Little Debbie's.
And when you realize that you have that power, you have to.
Because you don't
immediately put a wall. Immediately put a wall. And
you don't necessarily have the maturity. And I don't want to say that you're not mature, or your friends aren't mature, or I wasn't mature. But you don't have the maturity to see multi-steps down the road of what the repercussions of your actions are.
It's not that you don't have the maturity, it's that you don't have the consequences yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't have the consequences. You don't understand that there will be consequences. What you do now is going to catch up with you when you're
it will make you feel horrible.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's a really big one. Is that I know people who eat first meal is McDonald's, second meal is Arby's, third meal is ramen. And something like that, and then in between,
I say but you are exactly correct. I remember doing that.
Yeah.
I remember coming home when I was your age, and I lived with my girlfriend, and we rented a house together. We had we were roommates, and I would make. And this is no lie, I would make a pound container of spaghetti.
Yep.
But all I would put on it, went through this thing where it was olive oil, Parmesan, garlic, and red pepper flakes. I would I would eat that whole box.
Yep.
That whole box. That is because I could. I didn't have anyone
to say, hey, what are you doing? You don't have a parent to say, like, you get one bowl, and then you have to do your homework, and then you get 30 minutes on the video games.
Yeah,
you don't have that, so you gotta do it yourself.
That. And all those things that you were told no to, with
it's in my hands. Yep. So I think that's actually a good transition to the consequences of it. So, Mom, now you're facing the consequences of hundreds of tests.
Yes.
I'm kidding.
I am. So, absolutely. I am 56 years old, and in a lot of ways, I am paying the price now for the choices that I made in my 20s and 30s. So, but to keep it pretty general, not just what, I'm dealing with, but what you start to deal with as you age. And one of the main things that you start to deal with is weight gain, slower metabolism. So that is, there's a lot of controversy and everything else about, does your metabolism really slow down? Does blah, 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 blah. Yes, it does. I don't care. Take your scientific data and do whatever you want with it. I can tell you from personal experience, hell's yes, it does. But anyways, it does. I do not have the metabolism at 56 that I did at 26.
Yeah.
There is no way on God's green earth. Everything. So, and it's really interesting because one of the main things that you struggle with is that from the age of 30 on, you start to lose 3 to 5% of your muscle mass because I wrote it down because I was like, yes, per decade. So some people say 3% to 10% per decade. I think 10% is kind of a large number.
It's probably dependent upon how much exercise you're doing and what you're eating.
So that just plays right into what do I do to combat it and what have I done in the last few years. Off and on in the last few years, more consistently now, is lifting. Lifting heavy. Lifting is important for maintaining the muscle mass that you do
Bone
have.
density, muscle mass, mobility.
Yep.
Everything.
Yep.
Balance.
Yep. It's super duper important as you age. It's really important when your max's age because you're building, you're growing. It's an aesthetic thing. I think more when your max's age, it's more of an aesthetic. Everything. It's for health.
It is for health, and you keep those muscle fibers.
Yep.
You keep that over time. So the earlier you do it, the more you'll have when you're older. And I think that the important part is lifting heavy weight with weights.
That is absolutely my advice. If you can lift, some people cannot. Don't hurt yourself. Don't lift so heavy that you're going to hurt yourself. Be very careful of your joints. Be careful of certain things. Like I work my shoulders a lot because I want the lovely cap. But speaking of aesthetics,
I want the Henry Cavill look.
Yeah, no. No, Henry Cavill and I would not look. No. But you have to be really careful, because that ties into the next thing with mine, is that one of the health challenges as you age is your just your joint soreness,
Joint pain, yeah.
joint pain. When I wake up in the morning, I'm not as bad as some, and stuff like that. Thank you, knock wood. Absolutely. But when I wake up in the morning, I kind of hobble down the hallway a little bit. I'm not jumping out of bed and, racing to the kitchen, and, my feet hurt, my ankles hurt a little bit, my hips hurt a little bit, and everything else. And as you age, that just increases. It absolutely increases. How do you combat that? You combat it with movement. That is it. It's as you age. I've seen so many people that as they aged, as they got more sore, they chose. It was like, well, I can't do that because I'm sore.
You're going towards they're afraid to go towards the pain.
Yeah.
So they just let it.
My feet hurts, so I can't walk.
No, you gotta.
And
push through it.
In all honesty, unless you have, absolutely, there's people that have, there's plantar fasciitis and other issues, and arthritis, and like my sister, she has rheumatoid arthritis and has a lot of different, issues with that and everything. But, she still, and I have to give her props. Everything.
All the time, yeah.
She walks and walks and walks, and when she first starts walking, it hurts. It hurts her really, it is a struggle. But the more she walks, by the time she's done with her walk, she feels great.
Yeah, it's like when you stretch, you're pushing through it, and it's like, oh my God, that's so, like it's stretching your hamstrings.
Mobility.
And you're like,
Mobility is so very, very, very important as you age. In addition to lifting weights and stuff like that, also make sure that you are stretching, that you are I've gotten into recently watching a lot of functional exercises and mobility
compound
exercises.
Movements and stuff like that.
But there's some especially when it comes to our hips, our knees, our feet.
There's a great guy on Instagram I want to call out, Bill Maeda.
Oh my gosh, I love him.
So he's 53 years old.
I think he's older than that.
I think he's 53.
Is he 53?
I think he's a 53-year-old
Hawaiian.
Beat cancer and anything like that, and
he's had cancer a couple of times.
Yeah, and he's dude is massive, and his exercises are really interesting, and
he does a lot of mobility, a lot of slow movements, concentrated,
Yeah, really cool guy with a lot of really interesting mobility and compound movements and stuff.
I really like. Do you remember how you
Bill, Bill, and I think Maeda is Maeda. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
He's on Instagram. Go check him out. Yeah. He's very cool. So last but not least, the last thing, it's interesting because it's a challenge when you're 23, but it's also it's a big challenge when you're 56. Sleeping.
Yeah.
Sleeping is a giant challenge, and it's kind of the opposite kind of thing with the sleeping when you're my age. It's you can't sleep. You struggle with insomnia more. You struggle with and it's thankfully we don't need, as you age, you do need less and less sleep. Yeah. I personally need 7 hours.
Yeah, and you do need less sleep because you're developing less, but I think that has something to say with if you're getting older and then you need less sleep and it's harder for you to sleep and you're moving less and everything like that, probably ties into each other. You're not burning many calories, you're not getting exercise, you're not moving, you're not tiring yourself out, you're not learning new things, you're just kind of there, so you don't really need to sleep.
I can't do it. What bothers me a lot is when I start to hear people that are like, I'm almost 60 years old. I can't do that anymore.
You just give up.
I can't,
I'm going to die anyways.
No, they don't. That's a little extreme.
You do meet people who are like that.
Yeah, that's a little extreme. I don't necessarily, the people I know, thank you, they do not necessarily have that. Well, I'm going to die anyways, I might as well not do anything. They are more, oh, I did that when I was young. Or, well, I should have done that when I was young. I can't, you know.
It's too late for me. It's like, no,
it's too late.
It's fun.
Those are, to me, those are the three of the bigger ones for age-related. It's interesting how a lot of the stuff that you struggle with when you're in your 20s, you can, it is almost the same. It's the same, but different. It's the
consequences of the what word am I looking for? Consequences of your choices. When you're 23, the issue is making those choices. When you're 56, it's now you have to deal with those consequences. Issues. Did I say 26 or 56?
I think you said 23 and 56. I can't remember. But anyways.
It's I'm not eating well, so I'm overweight, and now I have joint pain, and now I have this, and I didn't lift when I was young. I didn't do anything when I was young, so now I'm, I can barely walk. I can barely move. I'm not sleeping well. I'm not doing blah blah.
It's hard. It is hard to. It's hard when you are much older to start doing something that my advice is always start young. Start when your max's age. If you can do it. I did not do that. That stuff, and I'm trying that. The thing I like now is that, in all honesty, I am in 100% better physical health now than I was when I was in my 20s.
Yeah, there's like 70-year-olds who are in way better shape than me.
It's not just it's not just an aesthetic. I'm not saying I look better now than I did when I was in my 20s. It's that I feel better.
Absolutely.
I 100% feel better.
Yeah.
Healthier. I feel, that's way healthier.
Well, there's dudes who are 60, 70 years old who can do way more impressive things with their body than I can and feel better, and 100%.
It's cool.
It's really cool.
It is.
So if you can
aging doesn't suck like they say. It doesn't suck. It's actually cool. It's a gift denied to many, so
I would not want to live forever.
I don't know about forever, but I still want to live for a lot longer. Yeah. Which is why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Probably will, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so if I have any say in the matter, which this stuff...
I think you do.
Well, maybe.
Well, mother...
All right, so that was it.
That was all. Thank you for watching, so...
Yeah. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about, what are some of the challenges that you have? I know that we have a couple of different age, some age variations watching this. We've got some 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, stuff like that. Yeah. So let me know. What do you think? What are some of the challenges for the that you're seeing in your contemporaries? What are and what are you doing to combat those challenges?
Yeah, do you agree with us, or do you think we're a bunch of hack frauds?
We are not hack frauds.
Let us know down below.
Let us know down below.
Thank you for watching, as always. We really appreciate it. And catch us on Thursday with our next update video.
Yep. All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, friends.
Like, subscribe, comment, everything like that.